So today topic is withholding order or withholding order or garnishments. So we are going to cover this topic. So deductions, this is also one kind of deduction. So far, if you talk about deduction, we saw only one deduction, that is loan repayment that we created. It's a custom deduction we created. Now this one is garnishments. Okay. So what are the types of garnishments we have in Workday? I mean Workday supporting, and amounts and percentages, different types of garnishments. What data we need in order to process the garnishment? After assigning the garnishment to an employee, how to proceed for testing? And on top of that, amendments, adding additional amount, defining priority. What happens if an employee has multiple garnishments? We will cover that topic today. Okay. Before that, what is mean by garnishments or withholding orders? Is it a mandatory deduction, or who is authorized to impose this deduction for employee? Anyone?
The legal entities.
The legal entities, right? So they are authorized to impose this deduction. Nor employer nor employee can't take any call. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. We'll take few examples. Types of garnishment. We have normally two types of garnishments, or let's call withholding order in Workday terminology. One is voluntary. This normally will proceed with the payroll input. Voluntary withholding order, involuntary withholding order. Voluntary withholding order means employee, him or herself, voluntarily contributing some amount to a charitable trust, or let's say due to this current pandemic crisis, maybe a group of employees from the organization, or employer only asks the employees, say 1 day of salary, can you please contribute to some charity? Employee, him or herself, they're voluntarily doing. Okay. For this, remember one point in Workday, we don't have any option. We have to process with payroll input. The most important one is involuntary garnishment. Okay. We have different types of involuntary garnishments. One, child support, all support, creditor, or any federal or state tax levies. Okay. So we'll go with some examples. These are little kind of emotional. Okay, child support. Let's say a parent has not taken care of a child. Okay, so in country like Indonesia, we have strict guidelines, especially Child Protection Act. We have, so the parents are responsible to take care of all child expenses, whatever, until certain child reaches to certain age, which includes daily maintenance, and also feeding related, and also education related, productive related, also any emergency hospitals, etc. All the expenses has to be taken care by the parents. So sometimes okay. So if any of the parent is not taking care of the child due to issues between the spouse or any other reasons, so there is Child's Protection Act, Child Protection Team, who can directly go ahead and ask the parent to care of the child, and also they can impose lawful activities. Okay, I'm not going in detail because there are something related to few things. Similarly, spouse support. If either of the spouse is separated and one of the spouse is not in a position in the earnings, so other spouse has to support or help until the other spouse is getting into the job, or a maintenance amount needs to be paid. This separation activities. Credit or garnishment, more interesting, and quite often we can see. Actually, we'll get a number of requests actual create a garnishment. So I would like to go with an example here. Let's assume we have an employee called Adam, whom we will take. 1 second, please. We'll take one employee. Mm, okay. Does he already have garnishments? Perfect. He doesn't have any. I will also his personal information just to track married or he's single. That's okay. We'll go with creator garnishment. The process remains same, so no issue. Okay. Assume we have an employee called Mr. Andrew Walton. Okay, Mr. Walton. Now he is working for a company, Global Modern Services. Where I can see that information, I can see here. Global Modern Services is the company he's working for under tax department. Now let's take a scenario. Mr. Walton is working with the Global Modern Services. Who is the employer? Employer GMS, short form Global Modern Services. Employee Walton. Now, Mr. Walton has taken some loan from the Citibank. Mr. Walton has taken some loan around 10,000 US dollars. Has taken loan from Citibank. Now, Mr. Walton, to acquire the loan from the Citibank, he submitted the proof of copies of his pay slips, wage slips, or wage to documents. So Citibank has assessed how much his employee is earning. Based on that, they have processed this 10,000 US dollars. And Mr. Walton agreed to the Citibank, I'm going to pay a monthly EMI. Every month, I will pay around 1,000 US dollars. Okay, this is an agreement. Fine, everything is going good. First, the loan has been created in Walton's account, and Walton utilized this amount. And every month, Walton start paying the EMI. First month he paid, second month he paid, third month he paid, fourth month he paid, fifth month he didn't pay, sixth month he didn't pay, seventh month he didn't pay. Continuously he become defaulter for 3 months. Now Citibank has sent a, actually whatever I'm saying is just for an example, it can be different. The Citibank, they will maintain a tracker, so they won't leave in a sense as per their policies. If any employee become 3 months continuously continuously not able to pay, they'll consider the employee as a defaulter, and they'll issue a general notice to the Walton. Hey, these are 3 months, so on so month, the amounts are pending, including interest. So far, you have to pay around 3,000 US dollars. Please pay immediately. So Walton has received the document, fine. And then he didn't have taken any action. He didn't try to reach out to Citibank. He taken easily. Citibank has tried multiple times with Mr. Walton through calls, through emails, through regular mail to this house address. But Walton is not responding. What what bank will do now in this scenario? They tried their best to reach out to this guy. He is not responding. They sent a couple of mails and but this guy is not responding to the calls. What Citibank will do? Any guess, ma'am?
They're going to issue a garnishment.
Right. Now the Citibank has a proof of documents. What proof of documents they have? They have a proof employee is earning. How much is earning they have. They have proof of employee working company. They have proof of all signed document. He agreed to pay all the amount. Everything here they have. Now all the documents they will document and they will file a case in the legal cell. Let's say court. Civil issue. Now all the document they will take in and there will be some advocate along with the Citibank. They will put one case. Now from the case side, again one document will be sent to the employee Walton. Okay, so on. So this is the case number. So you require to attend and give an explanation why you are become not able to pay. Please give me a valid reason, etc. Let's assume this guy still not responded. Okay, he taken easily. Second time they sent. Third time they will declare in the sense technical terms. I don't know what they will say in court. They will declare the case to Citibank in favor, saying that this employee not responding. So we are giving the order favor to the Citibank. What is the order? Order is, sorry, one correction. So they will make the case favor to Citibank, and immediately this court will send out a notice to the employer directly. No employee now. Directly, this court will send out I'm very bad in these diagrams. This court directly skip all the people. Oh, that way. Sorry. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. So directly send out the notice to employer. No employee, now no bank. Yes. Okay. Now, whenever they send in the note to the employer has to respect that order. This court will ask certain questions. Is this employee working in your organization? From how many years the employee is working? What is his gross total amount? What is his net amount? What are his total dependents? Is there any dependents with disability? Is this employee a daily wage? Okay, all the employees single or married. Some certain details they will ask. The employer has to provide. From the employer, one document will come back to the court. Now, court has proof. What is the total debt need to pay to the Citibank? What is the amount the employee is earning? On that certain amount, the court will ask the employer hold certain amount from the employee's paycheck and pay the amount directly to the directly to the entity, the bank, or pay back to the court. Court will pay to the Citibank. How they will manage is up to their interest. Advocates, etc. Now the role is, now there is no role of employee. Directly they send a document to employer and told the employer hold 1,000 or hold $500 on each paycheck. On each paycheck, hold $500 and pay the amount to the bank. Okay. So once they receive the document, there will be a meeting scheduled with Walton by the people, HR or someone, and they will explain, we have received this order from you. So we need a confirmation email from you. You are saying accepting this order. So he will acknowledge, okay, I'm ready to pay some amount from this paycheck. There is no option to excuse. So every month, $500 every month, based on the pay frequency, amount needs to be deducted. Okay. Now, the next step is here. So far is what has happened outside of the Workday application. There is no Workday application here. Now the employees agreed to pay $500. Now we will come into the picture. a request will come from the employer or customer asking us create a garnishment or withholding order for employee Walter. Now we have to ask question. What question we have to ask? Okay, we will create. What is the order number? When the order has released. Order issued from where? Issued when? I mean effective date. And then what else? What is the total date amount? Is this employee is going to pay lump sum or ongoing? And what is the maximum amount we can hold per paycheck? What is the employer fees to process this garnishment? IWF. And certain additional information. We have to ask all the details because some of the fields are optional, some of the fields are mandatory. We need all the details to record because whenever we are deducting certain garnishment from the employee, we have full evidence in the sense proof of documents, etc. Later the employee should not question us. Okay, so let's see on the system how we are going to create a garnishment. Before moving on to that, any questions, ma'am, on the example what I said, or any examples you need are not clear?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, now let's see. Go to the worker. We are Andrew Walton. Now from upcoming paycheck onward, this employee has to pay $500. How to record? I have two options. Option one, go to the pay tab. I want to see his pay results first because we're going to deduct. The last pay completed is 2031, February 1st onwards, we can deduct. It's okay. Now, one option, go to the withholding orders, record, or worker related actions, payroll, record US withholding order, or task. Okay, it's the option you can choose. Mass load also possible through EAB. EAB we have a separate session, I will explain, don't worry. So pay tab, withholding order, record. So Andrew Walton, what is the order type? Credit or garnishment. Okay, remaining a little amount, I mean selecting credit or garnishment. Okay, but I request please explore and select all the options during your practice. But the pattern remains same. Only child one spouse will ask some more information because they continually the amount will be deducted. Case number. So the document we will ask from the customer to provide, it has a case number. So randomly I'm giving some case number now. Withholding order ID. Withholding order ID is nothing but a reference ID. Whenever you create a garnishment, system automatically generates withholding order ID. Or if you would like to give some ID, specific ID, you can mention here. Or if you keep this field as blank, Workday automatically generates the ID. Okay. Order number is also has to issue by the court. Randomly, I'm giving some number. Order date, when this order has been issued, when this order has been made. Let's say the order has been made from 112090. When this order has received by the employer, when this order has received by the employer, let's say on Same month we will take 1/15/2019. Okay, 9:20 a.m. When the deduction should start, I'm going to say based on the pay cycle, February 1st, 2019 onwards, deduction should start. Deduction begin date. Is there any end date? So normally for lump sum payments, we'll specify the same end date. So one lump sum, employee is paying. If it is ongoing, please don't enter any end date. Or you can estimate 500 total debt divided by pay frequency. For example, employee has to pay $5,000 per paycheck. $500 their employee is ready to pay, which means 10 months the employee is going to pay. From here onwards, tentatively you can select 10 months. Okay, or else you can ignore it as blank, but we have to keep monitor. Okay, scroll down. Company by default, it has picked up from the employee profile. In future, if you want to inactivate this order, you can select the checkbox so that it doesn't process in the payroll. Okay, I will discuss this one as part of amendments. Amount type, I'm selecting amount and order. Percentage also is there. I'm going with amount type creator. How much the employee has to pay per frequency? $500. Okay, $500. Pay frequency, it has been picked up from the employee pay group, associated pay frequency, semi-monthly. For every semi-monthly, employee paying $500. What is the total debt amount employee needs to pay? $5,000. What is the average monthly limit system can process? $1,000. So per semi-monthly, 2 semi-monthlies for 1 month. So $1,000 is the monthly limit. Okay. Per pay period, per paycheck, $500. Scroll up. Yeah. Where this has been issued? This guy is part of which state? San Francisco. Issued in San Francisco. Oh, California state. Okay, this one, please. I will check and come back to you. It's a new rule Workday has given the field. Even also, I'm also new to this field. I'll check and come back to you, maybe in 1 or 2 sessions, please. Okay, is not applicable for creator. The payroll tax authority, it has picked up directly from the employee work location state, California. He's not a non-resident. Deduction recipient. Who is going to receive this deduction? In this scenario, what happens? 2 scenarios. Court may ask the employer paid directly to the Citibank. Court may ask the employer pay to the account associated with the legal cell. Citibank will be withdrawn. So that court has a visibility, employer paying, bank also visibility, they are taking the amount from the legal cell. Either of the thing, based on whatever the judgment. Deduction recipient, let's say I will go with San Francisco if there is anything exists creator. California Revenue Department. Okay, I will select this one, existing value. We can also create our own deduction recipient. Create deduction recipient. So how we are going to pay the amount? NEFT or card or EFT or wire? You can select those options. Through check or manual. Okay. External entity ID, Citibank, they have their own tax side you can give. And bank address, etc. we can provide here. I'm not going with this, but this is how we can configure. Originating entity, let's say Legal cell. Case by Citibank. Citibank is the entity. From there, it is coming through code. It's a free text field. What is the garnishment type? Subtype in the creditor garnishment further subcategory. Let's say consumer CCT. Now these are okay. These are for to evaluate whether the employee is below poverty level or employee is well earning or not. Just to understand. Okay. Is this employee head of household? The only guy who is working in the home or earning? Total number of dependents this employee has? Is this employee is a laborer or mechanic or a daily wage? Is this employee is the below poverty level? Okay, these are the proofs for the employee. He can go and fight against the bank saying that I can't pay this much because of these details. I can pay only this much. Negotiations. Okay,
Why
good
is it
call.
important? Why is it important to put those details in Workday? I mean, does it impact the processing?
Of course, ma'am. So
Okay.
that is going to be a very huge topic. So in few minutes, I will back to the topic. Is that okay?
Okay. Sure.
Sure. Thank you. So laborer and mechanic, worker income is poverty level. Okay. Employee weekly gross, good cost limit. What is the employee expect annual earnings, which include bonus, tips, everything. Memo. Memo is nothing but a free text field. We can give order received from the legal cell 1/1/2019 or ongoing creditor garnishment. Something like that we can copy paste. It's like a comment. Scroll down. So order fees. Select this. Or pay period employer fee. Employer is recording these details. Employer has to process the check. Employer has to deposit the amount. Employer also will charge a very minimal amount. Some other company they will do a free of cost. Okay. Let's say $1. Our limit per month is only $1 additionally for processing charges. By any given time, if you want to override the fee schedule, you can select override. It will ask you from when to when. For example, first 6 months employee paid, remaining 6 months employer don't want to charge this $1. You can particular dates also you can specify. Okay. Then attachments. Here the court orders, etc. will be there, right? We'll copy and attach here. It's a kind of a proof and evidence. Just select files. It will ask you attach the documents, drag or drop, and the files will be attached here. Local minimum wage. In USA, we have each state has a minimum wage concept. In each state, there's a minimum wage. So you can also enter the minimum wage here. Okay, not mandatory because we already have inbuilt tables. Whenever the minimum wage is changed, the tables will be updated. Tables in the sense in the cloud. Not mandatory, you have to capture this one. This is required. When it is required, whenever there is an announcement from the state government saying that the minimum wage we are going to revise, this is an amount is going to be revised. By the time those details are not available in Workday, you are manually overriding those values by entering here. Okay. At this moment, please ignore, not required. Now, after entering all the details, okay, before on that, any questions here? What data we need? This might be if you're giving an interview, one of the question. What are the details you need in order to record a garnishment?
Nope.
Right. Selecting okay. Let me see if there's an errors. Now let's discuss the questions. Interesting questions. My first question. let's talk some scenarios. Okay. Effective. If employee has multiple orders, which one should go first for process? Okay. How to add additional amount to existing withholding order? How to hold the withholding order, which means not process for particular pay cycle? And then how to define priority, how to inactivate garnishment or withholding order. And the last question is, what happens if employees garnish total garnishment, multiple garnishment amounts greater than his earnings? Effective. Okay, let's see the first one. If employee has multiple garnishments or withholding orders, which one should go first? Is there any rule we have? Let's say the employee has the 3 garnishments. Okay, employee has 3 garnishment. Approximately, employee needs to pay $2,000 per month. Employee total earnings per month itself $3,000. Okay, $2,700. If he paid $2,000, he will left with only $700. That is not enough for to survive. So, which one should go first? Any idea? Which garnishment has high priority?
Creditor garnishment.
No, man. Child support always stays for priority 1. Okay. P1 always goes for child support. P2 will goes for spouse support plus tax levy, if any, state or federal. The last and least priority will come to creditor. Okay. So this is not I'm saying, not Workday also saying. So Melissa, our friend, asked one question. Hi Melissa, can you please repeat the question, ma'am, for me? I said, why we need these details, dependent details, poverty level, etc. Correct?
Right.
We have a
Well,
concept.
why does Workday need that? I mean, because it's actually a legal order, so we have to comply.
We have to comply, but the legal order also should come based on the CGPA, Consumer Grants Protection Act. What is this act? This act really helps and protects the employee from these kind of issues. What this act will tell, if any employee has multiple garnishments, first take the amount disposable net. What is disposable net? Earnings minus taxes minus benefits deductions minus regular deduction, whatever the amount left with the employee, in which 40% employee can pay for this garnishment, not total amount. Example, an employee disposable net is $10,000, which means it doesn't mean this $10,000 he has to pay for garnishment. He can pay maximum up to $4,000 only. Whenever the order is giving, they will review the CGPA rules. That's why the legal cell asks the employer, provide total dependent details, employee, laborer, and mechanic, or total wage per annum, dependents, head of household, all the information. This is required for reporting purpose for legal docs. Any questions? If possible, in the Wikipedia, whenever you have some time, read this one. Any ERP application should work based on the CGPA rules. If I give 10,000, employee earning net 10,000, I cannot deduct total 10,000. It's a legal issue. Employee has a right to go and sue the employer or the person who gave the order. Okay. If employee has 10,000 is the net amount, he can pay for the garnishment only $4,000 because he has to survive, right? His dependents are there. So he also has to lead the life. So these grants will protect the employee. Any questions? Actually, this is out of the Workday box. But when we sit with the customers, right? So we will also learn from them. So, yeah. Okay. Now let's proceed for further. Okay, if I have, because these are the questions normally customers will ask us, so we should have ready answer. If your employee has multiple orders, which one should go first? Always child support. Priority 2 is spouse support and taxes. How to add additional amount to existing garnishment? Simple. Go to the worker garnishment. Currently, I didn't process it. Here, once you record, this is okay. Let me go to some tab and refresh. Pay tab. Withholding order. This is a withholding order, related action. Go to the withholding order. Edit the garnishment. And add the amount which you would like to process, $500 to $1,000, something. Okay. What is our next question? How to hold the withholding order? Hold in the sense, don't process for particular month. For example, order is issued, employer ready to deduct the amount. Employee went to the Citibank and he gave assurance, hey, don't go with the orders and all, I'm gonna settle, I'm ready to settle. Total amount I will pay settlement. So now we no need to deduct, right? Inactivate it until you will get the settlement document. Okay, you inactivate. It's nothing but hold. How to define priority when the employee has multiple garnishments? Okay, go back to the withholding order page. Related action, withholding order. You can have override priority. Enter the priority 1. By default, final means least 1. Now we can give 1 means this deduction should happen first. If the employee have 3 garnishment, first priority should goes to here. Okay, that is priority we define this way. What is the next question? Inactivate garnishment, hold is same. Okay. What happens if the employee has multiple garnishment amount greater than his earnings? This is a very, very rare issue because before it's coming into our hand, record a garnishment, the court will validate the employee disposable net. Court will validate the employee disposable net. Our action is 0. Our action is 0 here. We are not the decision makers. So whenever the order is checking, okay, for example, let's take a scenario. Same Citibank has been put the case on the employee. Court has asked the employer provide all the documents. Once the document has been received, court has reviewed and noticed or observed the employee is already paying certain deductions. Court is not going to give any order at that moment. The order is on hold. Until he will clear the previous dues, this garnishment is not going to be issued. This order is not going to be issued. Okay, so such things will happen. Okay, let's do a quick test whether this garnishment has been successfully processed or not. I'm going to run the payroll. And I cannot recalculate because the payroll has been successfully completed. Yesterday we generated the paychecks. So I'm going to rerun the payroll for this worker, Andrew Walton. I'm gonna run the payroll freshly. Okay. Let's go here. Pay calculation. Pay period. Oh, we can just select the guy only instead of running payroll for all the people. But anyhow, for testing, it will helpful. Refresh. And point to remember, we didn't created any deduction. Garnishment also a deduction. We have inbuilt feature already available. Okay, we just recorded and we're running the payroll. We have not created a deduction here. Like loan repayment, how we have created, we are not created. Okay. Any errors? Perfect. Go to this person. Now he should have one more row here. Let me refresh. Refresh in the sense, just select anywhere in the page. 3 rows we have. Go to his pay slip, related actions of the pay result, view pay slip. Let's see the cater garnishment has been processed or not. If not, we have to troubleshoot. First, we should process post tax. Wow, it's processed. 1 2 3 4 5 6. $500 employer fee, $1. Any questions, ma'am?
No.
Okay. One request here is I just created amount based. We do have percentage based. We do have spouse. We do have child support. I request you whenever you're doing practice, try with percentage. It's simple. I entered amount, there I will enter percentage and base pay. 10,000 employee base pay, 10% I want to deduct, something like that. Please explore those options. Okay. Still, if you run into any errors, let me know. I'm happy to help.